Happy Wednesday, wherever you are, whether it's morning or in the middle of the day, whether it's evening. I sincerely hope that you've had a good week so far. It's so active out there. So, I don't know if you've had a crazy week or a calm week or, what the weather's doing, because sometimes that affects animals and humans quite a bit. And I know we have, hurricanes all over. And it's just keeps us, what I'm hearing is it keeps us more fluid. We can't quite get used to the ground being solid anymore. It seems like it's constantly shifting, right? And even in our emotional lives, shifting with things that are happening, with relationships, with our animals. And I'm wondering, with our topic today about is your animal your healer? Um, you know, I feel like they're doing like extra duty these days with us to help balance us, to help keep us calm. And it's reciprocal. So whatever benefit we get from being in their presence, even, they are likewise getting benefit from us as well. So this today, we're going to, all month we've been exploring like energy and frequencies and how our animals, are basically medicine for our soul and things like that. And today I want to end the month kind of by opening the lens just a little bit, a little wider, and asking, maybe a deeper question. Is your animal your healer? And how do you know? How do you know if your animal is actively healing you? What does that feel like? What is the signature frequency or vibration of uh, your animal? Like even a cat with the purr, that calibrates very, very high on the consciousness scale. And just being in the presence of a cat that is purring, instantly healing. Instantly. I mean, we just have to scoot a little closer to it, and we're getting all the benefits of it. So as you come in the room and join us here, just be thinking about, do you need healing? In what areas do you need healing? I mean, at any time in our life, we may need healing in, the physical, emotional, the spiritual, all the whole gamut. And luckily, our animals are always at the ready. Claire, it's good to see you. She says, I feel that they're all healers in the heart. Yes, yes. The healing isn't always about curing, right? It's really an invitation to wholeness, and a wholeness within our hearts that can, become very fragmented in our daily lives. And like I said, I think the animals are ramping up on a collective scale their effort to help balance humans and the planet. And they all have their different frequencies that they do that. So whereas we might think of, our animals for companionship, it's so much more than that. It's so much more. It's soul level companionship. It's, the healing they bring isn't about just fixing something. It's about awakening something within you. So as we move forward today, feel free, and I always love to hear from you. Comment, let me know where in your life has your animal helped you heal. Perhaps it's current that they're helping you heal. And it's good to see you. Good afternoon. So be thinking about this. Where in your life do you feel that you need the most healing? Is it emotionally? Is it you need the friendship of, the animal. You need connection. That's the one thing with animals too. I think a lot of us, more than not, feel so isolated and so alone. And the one thing our animals give us, just unconditionally, naturally, is that connection to the heart. I would dare say that a lot of times we wouldn't necessarily feel that in our days, in our busy days. You're on a busy street. You're not necessarily dropping in, and it's a little harder. And so I think sitting with them just for a few moments can bring our emotional temperature down, which in itself is a healing. It allows us to shift into a different frequency. Deanna says, continuing to learn and shift with the pups, teaching me so much. And it's really good, Deanna, that you are aware of that, because they're constantly teaching. I mean, Katie used to eye roll me all the time, like, you're just you're just not getting it. And so that soul level healing that they work with us on is huge. It's like the quiet, unseen work that they do with us. And Claire says, Jeff is not only a healer for me, but to many others in the dog park each morning. I love you noticing that, because they're on a mission. Animals are on a mission, and when you have such a healer energy, which both of you are, then Spirit's going to use you out there in the world. And that the people that need uplifting, or even the other animals that need kind of like a hey, passing by, good to see you kind of thing. It's huge. It seems like it's so, such a small thing, but just going out and sharing who you are with others in a way that uplifts them is big. It's a big healing. And hello, Sharice. I owe you an email. I'm glad on Rose and Fenrir. I'm glad you're here. Thank you for joining us. You are, all healing yourselves, so everybody's kind of in the same boat, I think. But the unseen work they do. Think about that for a minute. They hold energy for us. They reflect our emotions. Do you think, I'm just wondering about this, do you think they absorb pain from us? And if so, how does that play out? What does that look like? I know I have people that often tell me, oh, my animal got sick because, I got sick, and, he or she was mirroring me. And it can be, we do, blend energetically with our animals, and oftentimes we will share a similar physical kind of experience with them. I know when Murphy had an eye issue, I had an eye issue, same eye, and I'd go to the ophthalmologist or doctor, and I was trying to explain this, like, oh, and my dog, it didn't go. He did not understand what I was saying. He was like, that's not the way it works. But your animals do mirror a lot of times. If you're feeling kind of not so well, your animal will get quiet and just tuck their energy in, kind of matching yours. So maybe, and I'm always telling you, always pay attention when your animal came into your life, because it's always connected. There's never a random occurrence with that. Jamie says, I hope they don't absorb our ailments. I never want my babies to suffer what I go through. And, I think that's something to pay attention to, because, we're transmitters too. We transmit energy all the time. And so it's kind of good energy hygiene to say, wonder what I'm projecting, or what am I broadcasting? And, am I affecting, because, with children, we feel like we're affecting the children. We know that. I can tell you a tone can change the way an animal feels. So I think that, yes, hopefully they don't absorb or mimic or mirror that. If they do, that's also part of their soul path. So it's not something to get, worried about. And Deanna says, oh, yeah, they absorb it. Physical and emotional injury feels like they ground, release it through their feet. Animals seem to be so much better at like shaking things off and releasing it than we are. So I used to watch little Ollie, and he'd shake and he'd shake. And what it was is he was releasing that energy of fear in his body through the shaking, and it would move through and then kind of settle down into, he was all, calm again, but it would come in waves. Claire said it feels like they come into our lives immediately healing by opening and expanding our hearts to even more love. They're like they have the secret key. They just turn it and we don't even know, and our hearts expand. Cherie says, I have lower back problems. Finrod did also, same area. I get it. He had a right knee problem, and I did too. It's just interesting to note, right? We're so much more connected than we ever think. We think we're these little isolated, where our thoughts don't share and our feelings don't share. Not true. And the animals read energy. So definitely. And Jamie says, our female beagle is very overweight and seems to have hormonal issues. I've mentioned to my husband that maybe I shouldn't have named her after me, but this makes a lot of sense what you're saying. It's when we start widening the lens of our relationship with our animals, there's so much to look at that, we normally, or a lot of people are just, oh, this is my dog, this is my cat. What we do here on our time together is we really widen the lens to take a look at all the things in the field. So yeah, interesting observation on your part. So tell me, when they came in to your life, was it after a heartbreak, an illness? Were you in transition? I'm curious. I always love to hear, because it always fascinates me how the animals just come in on cue. And, again, they leave when it's a transition point too. The first is easier to explain than the last piece. The first probably makes more sense to us, and the last can be, confusing, especially if they leave suddenly. So yes, I did sense Anne had her own karma. It's good to see you. So her time to move on was as intended. It does. It's, when we can get to that, just even saying that, it's a more grounded, there's a wisdom in what you're saying. And at the same time, when we're knee deep in that kind of soul shock, that heartbreak, we a lot of times don't have access to that. So I'm really glad that you've moved through to the point where, yes, you can see it was as it was as it, I can't say it was intended. And Jenny says, it does worry me because a week I got the all clear of a small mass in my liver. Is a week my beautiful girl passed from a burst tumor on her liver. Oh, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. And you did not cause that. You did not cause that. So, and I'm glad you said something, because she's definitely saying that's not you didn't make that happen. So, we could work more together on that and take a deeper dive in a session, but I just want to reassure you on that. So when did they come in? When did they come in? Were you in big transition? Was it a big surprise when they came in? And what did they help you with? Were you numb and they helped you feel again? What about trust? They help you trust again? Open your heart. And yes, Jamie says, my heart goes out to you. I'm so sorry you're going through this loss. We hold you all in our hearts, and it's you're in a safe community, in a safe place here. So Janet says, Grace came to help and let's see, end a relationship. It was a good thing, and my dad passed soon after. She was my rock. I love that you pointed this out because animals are catalysts, and that's part of the healing that they do. They can cause relationships to break up. I currently have a dog named Autumn, and Autumn is older now. And she's currently going through some health issues. So I'm kind of watching this piece of, she's really good friends with, we have a collie named Jack. And so they're buddies. And she actually came to help Jack ground. And so he's really relied on her. But the way she came is she broke up a relationship that my daughter was having actually with somebody. And she was the catalyst that, caused them to go separate ways, but it was a good thing. It was needing to happen. So they will come and do that too. They can bring you closer, or they can kind of, make you go different directions. I'm reading some of your comments. Jamie says, we traveled from Michigan to North Carolina to get our two beaglies. We lost our other beagle 5 years prior. They filled the void, and our male acts just like our copper boy. Saffy and Piper are 1 week apart. Oh, I love that. I love that. Definitely, that was divine destiny, divine timing. So see, they come in such remarkable ways. Angie says, Buffy came into my life was unexpected after my prior dog had passed. So they go like this. They will come in, and as one leaves, another one's on its way a lot of times. And I've had that happen more times than not in very direct experiences where, I tell the story of, I had a cat and he was ill. So I took him to the vet and couldn't figure out what was wrong, but gave him some fluids and some meds, sent me home. And on the way home, and I had my two kids in the car, sent me home. I stop at a stoplight. It's a busy intersection. I see this beagle come flying through there. Well, I have a knowing that it's not looking good for the beagle. So I put it in park, step out, and I was like, you need to come, but you need to make a really quick decision because this is not looking good for you. And all of a sudden it's almost like he looked left and right. Like I was like, really? You're thinking about it? All right. So he finally decides, okay. So he jumps into my arms. I hand him to my son in the back. My daughter's got the cat. The light changes. I put in drive. We start going home. I'm halfway home, and the cat literally let out a cry and died right there in my daughter's arms. So we were completely shocked. I turned the car back around, go back to the vet who was still there, and I knock on the door, and I'm just in shock because of what's just happened with Leo the cat. And then there's this beagle. And, Ernie ended up staying with me for many, many years. He just passed recently, about a year or two ago. And, he's probably, how old was Ernst? 18. So he was with me, and he came to be friends with Beezy. So just pay attention. Universe and the animal network loves to fill a void, especially to continue our forward growth with them. Jenny says, Winnie, hang on. Cindy, it's good to see you. Both of our current dogs came into our lives a short time after the loss of the two who were previously with us. We were not looking, but somehow it happened. That's the way it goes. I wasn't looking, and that's how they came. They really helped us through the pain. Oh, so beautiful. Big team of healers. I just read that. And a tag team of healers, Claire says. Yes, definitely. I like that. I like that phraseology. Jenny says, yes, Winnie came into my life unexpectedly 3 months after my Springer Charlie passed. Yeah, the unexpected part, sometimes we can feel we're ready for another one. And other times they come before we realize that we're ready, right? They show up. Shri says Fenrir passed very suddenly. And that too is something, when it's so sudden, it can be mind-boggling. It's just really, really hard to wrap your mind around. Um, so, all of us would agree, right, that they come in and they have like a bigger purpose for us than even we realize, whether it's teaching us patience, softness, or the courage to love after loss. So those aren't coincidence, they're divine appointments. I always want you to remember that. This soul contract between you and your animal. So with the healing part, I have a lovely, lovely guest that I want to bring on. But before I do, I wonder if I could get you to take a look at a couple, maybe 3 questions to start thinking as we go forward. So question 1, and Stephen, it's good to see you. And we've touched on this, when your animal first came into your life, what was happening for you emotionally, physically, spiritually? And how do you feel their presence impacted you at that time? Put it in the comments, even if you just put emotionally or physically or spiritually, just a word. What was happening for you? Think back. Were you emotionally needing that animal to come in, like your heart needed healing? I'm wondering, of those 3, emotionally, physically, or spiritually, which is, if we did like a tally of, would it be more one than the other? And if you have, numerous animals, take a look at them all, because I can guarantee you they came in on cue. It doesn't matter if there's more than 1, 2, 3, or however many like I have had and still have. So let me know as you think about it. And then here's another question for you, if we can switch. In what ways has your animal supported or comforted you through difficult moments? As you're chiming in, most of you, let's see, are saying emotionally. Jennifer, going through big transitions. Angie, emotionally. Hello, Joyce. It's good to see you. I had just been diagnosed with an illness, and a 15-year-old cat was surrendered with the same diagnosis. I felt it was a sign and adopted him from the shelter I volunteer at. Amazing. No coincidences. And Jennifer, I was going through big transitions. My heart has needed healing since childhood. And, send in the animals to help with that. Oh my goodness, they're pros at it. I love that. Both my children had flown the nest for university. Charlie passed, and I felt so alone. It's so hard when we start having all these endings, right? And it's not just one, it may be 2 or 3. And it's like, we can't get used to one before, another one hits us. Anadine says, she made me get up and march on when I felt like giving up. That's powerful, a powerful healer. And Deanna, Dewey just moved from the city into the woods and left my job of 25 years. Huge. These are huge movements. They're soul movements that we go through with our animals. So in what ways has your animal supported or comforted you through difficult moments? I mean, what qualities did they have that helped you feel maybe safe or loved or even more at peace? Was it, put in the comments if you would, just like, how have they supported you? Stephen says, chaos before coda, more open after. Right. Yes, that's beautifully said too. I like that. So how have they supported you? Do they come lay next to you? Do they bark at you? Do they meow? What do they do? I'm curious, because I'll bet there's a lot of different ways they support us. And Sharice, boy came to me. Spiritually, I was dead, emotionally lost. Both times he came to me, sparked love back into my soul. I love that. And sparked love back into my soul. I'd probably say that a couple of times today because that just feels good when I say it. And when I audibly hear that, that's beautiful. So let's look at the third one. Third question. As you put in loving stability, always doggy kisses. Oh, I love it. Safe and loved, yes. And Jacqueline says, he was just there for me. He understood me unconditionally. No judgment. I just want to tear up because how priceless is it to truly feel seen by another? Truly. It's huge. So because of my animal, I've learned to, he made me feel needed, Susan says. Yes. Jay laid on the parts that hurt. They know, don't they? They know exactly where to go, how to go. Love in such an uplifting connection. Yes, yes. And Angie says she'd pull her ears back and wag her tail. It was love for sure. I just get an image of that. It's super cute. I wonder, did you take a photo of that? Because I just got a really strong image. Like she was like, and Jacqueline, he sat there staring at me. He would lean toward me and lay his head on my arm. And oh my gosh. And when they pass, and a lot of times some of the signs, we will feel that. And I think, Susan, you felt this, but Janet, you have felt this, like where you can physically feel them, the pressure, or, feel them on the bed. And then you're like, did I really feel that? So all these things that you're, sharing here, I wouldn't be a bit surprised if in messaging and signs you wouldn't have some experience of those. And Paul says, last year we lost our tabby cat. This year, 3 months ago, we just lost our cat, Mrs. Timbercat. I can feel them by me every day. I love that. Amazing feeling. Yeah, it is, isn't it? So whenever you're feeling like, oh, they're not sending me signs, could it be that you are missing them, but you haven't missed it? I love that. And Anadine, thank you for seeing us in our deep love and grief for our animal companions, Tami. Oh, it's huge. And we're all, the animals are here to help us stay on our blueprints and to open up even more. And we do that, by witnessing them and by witnessing each other like we do here together. So I want to bring someone on that I am so honored to have her. Her name's Clarice, and she has had a recent loss, and she reached out to be a volunteer. So I want you to please welcome her. Clarice, hello.
Hi, Tiffany. Hi,
Hi.
everyone. Thanks for having me.
Oh my goodness, we're so glad to have you. Tell us what time it is where you are.
Oh, I'm in Melbourne currently, and it's 3:30
Oh my,
in the morning.
I was going to
Yeah,
say we need to
very
do the
early.
AM PM.
Yeah,
So, oh my goodness, that you would come and share your time. Thank you. It's an honor to have you.
it's
Um,
an honor to share my story.
oh,
Thank you.
it's wonderful. So, everybody, I want to read, and I got Clarice's permission to read the email that she reached out to me so you can kind of get context for this. So, it's hi, Tami. This is Clarice from Manila, Philippines. My dog, Jackie, passed away last month, and throughout my grief, your videos on YouTube have given me so much comfort and helped me connect with my pet in spirit in a new way. I'm reaching out to you in case you feel our story is worth sharing in your live sessions. This past month, I'm just getting all over body chills, by the way, which is spirit confirmation. We're sliding into spirit speak. This past month, I've experienced many signs from Jackie, and I feel that this is his way of letting my husband and me know that he also wants to keep our connection alive and that he is just here. kind of like how he always was with us, loving and protecting us when he was still alive. I've had very concrete signs from him pointing me to the puppies that he meant for us to have. These are puppies of a stray dog that we have been feeding. We have not yet adopted the puppies as they are still nursing with their mom, but I feel that Jackie is taking care of them while we wait to have them in our home. I resonate with the wisdom you shared about our pets' soul contracts. I feel that Jackie came into our lives for a reason. You see, we got him right after we got married, and we see how he has brought us together. In the moments before he passed, our marriage was on the rocks, but his passing brought us together again. I just want to cry. Hang on. By allowing us to realize what's most important and helped us let go of issues that do not matter after all. I was heavily depressed since the start of the year, and I somehow could not figure out why and couldn't think of a solution. His passing helped put me on the right path by helping me see what's important. For example, maximizing the time I have in this world with the ones I love. I realized what are the changes I need to make in my life. When Jackie was younger, he also helped me become a better person. Before getting him, I was not a dog person, nor an animal person. But when he entered my life, I soon saw the beauty of all beings and eventually became vegan. Thank you so much and wishing you the best, Clarice. Oh my goodness, such a beautiful letter and sharing of your heart. And there's so much I want to, talk to you about. But first and foremost, I am so sorry for your recent loss. And everybody is saying, hello, hello, welcome. Um, and I believe in the Rainbow Bridge every day. They're saying, I love this and greetings. Yeah, we're sharing this space, and Jackie brought us together. So this is a powerful healer soul. Jamie, I'm so sorry for your loss. Thank you for sharing your story with us. So, do you feel like you can? You said he passed in August. Was it sudden?
Um, he we noticed that he had this very subtle, barely noticeable limp since the start of the year. And it progressed in June. He unfortunately was given a shot by the vet with very good intention, but it didn't react well with him. So his health rapidly
Mm,
declined from then. And it was very, I feel like it's all very meaningful and it was all very intentional because I also started having problems with my mental health and also with my physical health since the start of the year. So around I was getting sick a lot. Like I would be brought to the ER for high blood pressure, but then when the doctor would do tests on me, everything was fine. And then I took a lot of sick leaves, and eventually around at the start of July, I talked to my boss and I told her that I needed to go on a proper sick leave so that I can recover because I would get sick all the time. And it was also around that time that Jackie's health rapidly declined. So I took a month long sick leave. It was intended for my personal health, but it turned out being spent on caring for him until his passing in August. So I feel like I was just given time to
mm,
take care of him and spend time with him because I was in a very high stress work. I barely had time for my family. I was working from 6 a.m. until around midnight every day.
mm.
So I feel like it was a blessing that I got to spend that time for him, to take care of him, and in that process, I was able to learn a lot of lessons that Jackie, I feel, wanted to give me, and it helped me resolve everything about my life.
So what kind of lessons do you feel like? you experienced during that period? Because that's a pretty significant, you know, the timing of all of this, where you take that leave and then you don't know that he's going to pass, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you have this amazing window, and that's another thing. We're always in windows and we don't realize it. Not necessarily that something terrible is going to happen, but each moment is a window of
Mm-hmm.
opportunity. And so if we look at it that way, we don't want to miss anything, you know, and we don't want to trade off um, time and quality of attention. So you've had a, and it's, you know, August is not that, you know, it's pretty recent. It's not that long ago. Um, what did you, what lessons do you feel like you got during that period that he wanted to share with you?
Yeah, I feel, Tammy, that even when he was living, even when he was still a puppy, the lessons that he would teach me would always be like twofold. It was me as an individual, and then to help me and my husband in our marriage, because we got him right after we got married. So as an individual, I feel like um he helped set me on the right path because I was feeling really lost. Like at the start of the year, I was really depressed. I knew that something was wrong. I couldn't quite put my finger on it. Um, I was very, very unhappy, and it manifested in my physical health. I
Mm-hmm.
work, I was doing well, I was getting promoted, but I was deeply unhappy. So I didn't know what was wrong. When Jackie passed, and even during a sickness, I realized a major change that I needed to make in my life, and that is to um, perhaps pursue a path in life that will allow me to prioritize my time with my loved ones most of all. In his passing, and his sickness and his passing, I realized that um, our life here is so short. Our
Mm-hmm.
time with our loved ones is so short. Um, like with Jackie, we didn't expect for him to pass away last August. So in the time that we have with him, it was very important that I spent time with him and I really focused on him. So I think that's a major learning that I had, which is above everything, above work, above things that are superficial, unimportant. We should devote our life um, uh, being with our loved ones. So that's the main thing that he taught me, um, which helped me grow as a person. And then in my marriage, he also helped me because uh, my husband and I, we were both going through our own personal things since the start of the year, and it took a toll on our relationship. But um, in Jackie's sickness, he brought us together. We were both caring for him 24/7, and we realized that that's what's most important, being together as a family. So we were able to um like let go of things that are unimportant, petty issues that pile up, uh but when you look at it, are not really important. And um when Jackie passed, because the two of us were the two people who loved him the most, I feel we were also brought together in love. Which is also what he was doing when he was alive. He was always just bringing us together. I remember um, in the house, because we live in a two-floor home. If my husband is upstairs and I'm downstairs, Jackie would stay on the stairs at the landing, sort of connecting us. He was always like that. And in his sickness and even in his passing, that's what he was doing. He was bringing us together. So we were always together, just caring for him, spending time with him, and it really helped us a lot.
So there's such a powerful healing. I'm wondering if we could get a photo or two up. Would you all like to see Jackie? Aw. How old is he in this photo?
I think this was around like 3 years ago. Years ago. He loves rolling around the grass, going out for walks among nature. So yes, a lot of photos like this.
Yeah, yeah. How old was he when he passed?
He was 10. He
Mm.
was 10. When he was still a puppy, I think a lot of pet parents can relate. We would always, because we know that our life expectancy is always longer than theirs, we would always check, like, oh, for Jack Russell Terriers, what's the life expectancy? And we would see it's 13 to 15 years old. Sometimes they'd live up to 18. So for us, he was still a baby at 10. So his passing came so
Yeah,
unexpectedly.
yeah. Did you go through any? They're loving it. They're like, oh my God, he is so adorable. He is a photo hound. This dog loves his photos. Like before we got on air, he was like, which photo do you like best? Kind of feel. Um, and that's just such a great shot. That it's just, yeah, beautiful dog. And how many of you, everybody's beautiful story. How many of you have felt the same way, that your animal was teaching you something quite profound, especially if you are able to be with them before they pass? That's usually when they will like share with us some of the greatest profound teachings ever. It's even up to the last minute. Frisky, the golden retriever we had, he literally turned his head. I was helping, the vet was helping, him pass, and I was there, and he literally turned his head and nodded a thank you. And it's just, it's so profound, and it's so important we don't miss these pieces that they teach us. Um, yeah, and they're agreeing with that. So I'm sure, they all can, everybody's that's watching and participating, we get it and we resonate with what you just so beautifully said. Yeah, you have to smile when you look at that. We've got a couple more. There's this just super cute, super. Look at that. Like really, like what do you think about this, everybody? So what? Give me the context with this photo.
It was his birthday. His last birthday with us. This was last year. Um, we wanted to make it extra special, so we got him an extra big ball, which we couldn't fit in his mouth, but he was very happy about it. So this is his birthday photo.
It's such a great photo. Like he is so direct. Do you feel like he communicated with you very directly when he was here? Did you just know what
Yeah.
he needed?
Yes, yes, definitely. Like we always felt so connected when he was living and when he passed, when he was sick and when he passed. We always felt so connected.
He's definitely a connector, a networker, he says.
Mhm.
In this photo, I'm wondering, what do you feel like he's trying to say in this photo? And I'm asking that for in general too, for you all. What do you be the intuitive readers? What is he saying? What
Mm,
word would you use?
yeah, I feel like in this photo especially, because we really love this photo most of all because he looks so happy. Like um when I see this photo, I feel him telling me that he's so happy to be with me and to be with my husband. It made him the happiest when we were all together. And at this moment, we were all together in the yard, just being with him and celebrating him. Um,
Yeah.
and I know he was happy.
So that transmission is be happy in life. Don't
Mm,
waste a minute being sad. Jennifer says he's loving life. Yeah, he's living. Yeah, he's loving life. Happy boy. And now that, come on, everybody, let's go. Yeah, living his
yeah.
best life. He is, and he's transmitting that to us right now because you can't. This is such an alive energy that he has even now, that we all can feel it. Oh, Deanna says he's saying, love you lots and will always be with you. Where's the ball, by the way, now?
It's at home actually. We set up an altar for him. It has his photo, his favorite toys, his favorite treats. So it's there. Um, we
Yeah.
But the rest of his stuff we gave to an animal shelter, like his beds and everything. But uh, a select few items we decided to keep to remember him by, and that's one of the photos, the toys that we kept.
Yeah, if this isn't a direct transmission, I don't know what is. And photographs are actually blueprints of the soul, whether it's for animals or humans. And you can they that's a really good way to communicate with them and stay connected. And so I just keep wanting to ask you with this ball,
Mhm.
has it fallen off of the where it is?
You know, not yet, Tammy, but
I wouldn't
uh,
be surprised if it doesn't fall off because I keep seeing it like move.
really,
Mhm.
that's so great. It hasn't fallen off, but my husband and I were on a trip right now, so the altar that we kept for him, we placed it strategically in our house so that it's caught by our CCTV. We can monitor it at home. And lately, actually, throughout this, since his passing, we've been getting notifications on the CCTV on our phone. On like because before when he was alive, like whenever we would be out on a trip, whenever we would be outside the house, uh that's how we would monitor him. We would look at the CCTV, and every time he would move around the house, our phones would get notified. And since his passing, we've been like having recordings of him, like no movement at all in the house, but there were recordings on our phone, and it's the camera is catching the altar where the ball is placed.
Yes. Oh, totally. So there is more to come on this. I love that, he's a jokester and he's really like,
Yeah.
yeah, very funny and like a practical joker, and
Yes.
he likes to surprise you. So, for all of us that, have had animals pass and we're like, the whole sign discussion is so huge. It's like, gimme, gimme, I need. It's really, really important to notice the signs that are right in front of you. And it could be this, even as subtle and as simple as all of a sudden you feel like your heart feels this tremendous love, moving through it. And that's a sign. But we're used to seeing things. So I love that you've got that movement on the camera. I there's more to come on that one. And Laura says beautiful signs from Jackie. So I don't know if you all have the big question, but I know I do, and he's wanting me to bring this up is tell us about the puppies.
Oh, thanks,
What's up with the
Danny.
puppies?
Um, when Jackie was sick, because he had a very severe, like painful sickness, so we enlisted the help of an animal communicator to help us, like understand how we can help him better, take care of him better. And when Jackie passed, the animal communicator told us that, oh, um, I feel that you shouldn't hesitate getting a pet when you're ready, when you've healed. And in fact, Jackie himself will tell you when you're. So there's a group of stray dogs that we are feeding like a few minutes away from our house. And after Jackie's death, we went back to feed them. And then we found that one of the dogs there was pregnant. And then when she gave birth, one morning when we went to a place where they usually stay, I heard a puppy crying. So from afar, like it was very far, but I could already hear it crying. So I went to where the puppy was and just helped bring the puppy back to its mom. And I felt something like a tug in my heart. So that night, as I was lighting a candle for Jackie, I suddenly, a thought suddenly occurred to me, and it was very clear. It was the calmest, surest that I've ever felt in my life. And it was that maybe the puppies there are the puppies that Jackie meant to send to us. So I was telling myself, oh, Jackie, if I'm understanding your signs correctly, can you help give me a sign that yes, those indeed are the puppies that you intend to send us? I talked to my husband about it, and I told him that our biggest hurdle is that there is a married couple whom we know are taking care of the dogs. So I said, if we're going to get the puppies, we should make sure to talk to them because we don't want them to be suddenly, we don't want them to be surprised that the puppies are gone because they'll get worried. So I know that the married couple have also been feeding the dogs for more than a year. Same with us every day, but we've never met them somehow. We would go to the same place every day to feed the dogs, but we've never met. So I was like, how do I get in touch with them? Do I leave my number somewhere there? And then, so I told Jackie, if you mean to send those puppies our way, can you help connect us with that married couple? And then the next morning, when we went there to feed the dogs, the married couple was there. They went to us and said, "Oh, are you the other couple who are also feeding the dogs?" And then from there, we talked to them and shared with them our intention to adopt the puppies, asked for their permission, and they said, "Sure, you can definitely adopt the two puppies when they're ready because they're still nursing with their mom. We'll let you know when they're ready to be brought home." And on the 2 month anniversary of Jackie's death, after weeks of no contact with the couple, with us just patiently waiting, they suddenly gave us a call and said, "Oh, the puppies are ready for you to be brought home." So,
Oh,
um, when we come home from our trip, we'll be bringing them home.
I get all over body chills. That is such a beautiful experience. And our animals want in spirit, they're like wanting to help. So I love that you
Mm, they are.
asked from your heart, please help and negotiate this for me. Please make this happen. This is what needs to be. And you see how easy it is when we ask from the heart. It's such a powerful channel. We don't give it credit enough. We think that, even if you say it aloud, and that's perfectly fine too, but that heart channel, it radiates and it sends out, and it's so easy to connect from at that level. It's the segue to spirit, is what I always say. So he is definitely guiding you all this time, and the connection that you have, yeah, he's totally on the job. Like, he's not going
Yeah.
anywhere. Just saying.
And
Can all of you feel his presence? And the wondrous way we get connected with animals, that if we just rest in our hearts and we trust, they open us up to the next best step for us. Cindy says, such an amazing series of events. Have you written this? Like, I feel like you probably want to.
Tammy, I caught because your videos have been very helpful for me. It's helped me navigate my loss and connect with Jackie better when he became a pet and spirit. And remember, one of the guidance that you shared was, oh, write it down, journal. So I started a Google document of just letters to Jackie,
um,
and I just like to share the first time I wrote in it because if I'm sure the your community is familiar with Google Docs, like when it's a shared document, so when someone else aside from you is on the document, it will show there's like a bracket that shows that someone is typing a different color. So when I created that document, and it was accessible only by me because it was really new. And when I started writing my letter to Jackie, a bracket appeared showing that someone else was in the document. And I was like, okay, Tammy's correct.
I'm
Really
not
should
kidding. I tell you that
write
this
to
stuff
Jackie.
works. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I love
So,
that. And, animals will help you write, by the way. Your pets in spirit. Oh yeah, they're the co-authors. But I was feeling really strongly that he's wanting you to, document this and write it down. So apparently you're already on the job, as is he. When you see the brackets show up, and Stephen says that's such an amazingly awesome story. I totally agree. When you see it, just go, oh, I'm so glad you're here. Thank
yeah,
you.
yeah, I say hello, Jackie.
Definitely. Oh my gosh. And so, yeah, Deanna
Oh,
says, keep us updated about the pups.
sure.
Can you send us pics? Because we're all
Mhm.
now, there's this cliffhanger. Because you brought us all the way to the story. He's guided us here. And Janet's like, wow, just wow, right? So this, and all of this has happened because you've been open to
Mhm.
being guided and the signs, and you've really, um, what may take some of us a long time to grasp, you've actually has have you've you retained the wisdom. It's not only
Yeah,
the story of their lives, but it's the wisdom of the story of their lives.
yes, Sammy. I feel like your videos help me be open to
Mm,
it,
mm,
to Jackie communicating with me. And I feel like Jackie really helped me
mm.
navigate my loss. Of course, when he passed, I was very sad. But every time I'm sad, I would tell him that I love him, as you said in your other videos. And then I would feel like when grief is about to overwhelm me,
Yeah.
I feel an overwhelming calm in my heart. I really feel him like touching my heart and saying, "It's okay. I'm just here." And I feel it's all because I opened my heart to it and tried to stay connected in love.
Yes, yes. What if, from the time you got him and weren't even an animal person to now look at the
Mm,
tremendous soul growth that you've
mm,
experienced.
yes.
What would you say that he would want you to, he keeps showing me the writing. Um, what would he, what are you going to carry forward in life that he taught you, that he would want you to carry? Because we hold their history. We
Mm,
know them. Nobody else in the world knows them quite like we knew them. Their little quirks and, all those special, we hold their history. And so it's like, what are we going to carry forward of that?
yeah, I knew it from even when he was still a puppy, and he opened my eyes to loving all animals, all
Mm,
beings. So since then we have opened our home to, like, we have 16 cats. We're we're taking care of 16 cats, and then we're bringing home two puppies. So I feel like he wants me to continue caring for other animals.
yes.
um that's very important. And also, I feel like he wants me to nurture my relationship with my family, with my husband, by being very present for them, and just maximizing the time that I have with my loved ones here.
Oh my goodness. And that's such a beautiful kind of mission. And
Mhm.
you will guide animals to you. But I think that your message, what you've retained and now you're sharing, was for all of us. That was a
Mhm.
transmission from him through you to us all. And whoever watches this, even on replay, we're all getting the benefit out of his healing transmission. And you yourself are a healer, but and an animal communicator, as we all are. because you have this deep, just natural understanding of what's needed and this beautiful, beautiful heart. Oh, there are these comments. What a lovely human being she is. You are. You are.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, he wants her to be a healer. Definitely, you are that. There's no skirting that one. Ah, Susan says, unreal. You feel it, right? Don't you all feel it? I can feel him. And I'm so grateful that he, you found your way to the videos and he's been able to share on quite a scale here today with all of us. So we're all benefiting. Eric says, we'll be part of our pets' whole lives and they'll be part of ours. Absolutely. Wouldn't give that for anything, right? And so if we need to find a different way to communicate or connect, I don't know about you, but I'm in, right? And I love, and yeah, Jackie taught you well, Cindy says, and all of us, like really very pleasant energy. Thank you so, so much for being here. What an honor and a privilege to meet you and Jackie and for you to share your lovely heart and your beautiful spirit. So
Thank
appreciative.
you, Tony. Thank you for this opportunity, and thanks everyone for listening to our story.
Oh, thank you everyone for coming and for being part of this lovely community that we are building and cultivating, and it takes all of us. So thank you. And no, I think November 12th is the next live stream. I would love, love, love for you to join us, and I can't wait to see you. Have a great week. I hope to see you next time. Bye.